And today again, we have a bunch of great questions like nudity in public places, where I keep my important documents, stuff you can use to keep yourself safe, and more. Hey everybody, it's Robin and welcome to a Sunday Morning View Queue. If you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing below. If you don't see your question answered here today, it may have been answered before, or go ahead and put your question down below in comments, and 2 weeks from today, I will choose the best questions to answer on the next View Queue. Okay, let's get right into it. Stephanie says, just found you about 2 weeks ago and binge watching you. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel. She said, what software do you use to edit your videos, and how long does it typically take to create a finished video? Thanks, and congrats to you on living your best life and sharing it with us. Oh, thanks. That's so nice, Stephanie. Okay, well, I use Adobe Premiere. You can find that if you go down to my Amazon Gear link below. I have a section for my camera equipment and my editing software. So I chose Adobe Premiere Elements instead of Premiere Pro because I didn't know what I was doing, you guys. It took me 3 weeks full time and a lot of tears, frankly, to edit my first video because I bit off more than I could chew. I don't count the video I just did of myself when I rolled out of bed, the one that I did to see if I had the guts to go on YouTube. I don't count that one. The first one that I count is Find It with Cheeky Organizational Genius, where one of my clips had no sound and the other one had no light. And it just took a lot of work to do that. I did a lot of tutorials. I had nobody show me how to do it. But now, you know, after using that program about a year, I am faster. I would say it typically takes me, I've gotten it down to about 5 hours to edit a simple video. Okay, Don Campbell says, working for yourself is difficult and takes determination and dedication. Working as you do, juggling several balls all at once, must be even more so. Add to that the continuing distractions of new sights and sounds. How do you keep yourself on track? Extreme mental discipline? Iron tough work ethic? What kind of routines do you practice to keep yourself on track? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay, well, I'm going to answer this one because I know a lot of you are still working and you plan to work on the road, and it's tough, especially if you've never been self-employed. For me, I've owned several businesses before, and so I'm used to, you know, relying on myself to make my schedule and stick to it. Now, when she says I'm juggling a lot of balls, if you guys aren't familiar with what I do, I have this YouTube channel, and I also have a blog called Creativity RV, but I also have another website called wordsinspired.com, which is, you know, just an inspirational website. I've written 3 books, and I have a lot more stuff that's coming soon that I can't wait to tell you guys about. So yes, I do have a lot of things going on, and what I've determined is that it's easy to get burned out. When you love it, like I do, it's really easy to work too many hours. In fact, in the past, I've had 2 different people in my travels come up to me in my RV in the middle of nowhere and knock on my door to do a wellness check because they said, I've been here for days and I've never seen you come outside. And that really made me wake up at that point and go, I need to be a little bit better. I'll tell you though that sometimes I feel myself not wanting to do something, then I know that I have worked too hard. And I literally will take an entire day and go out to my clam and lay on my blow-up couch and watch the clouds go by. And I'll do that. I give myself permission to do that for 1 or 2 days, and then I get bored with that and I want to work again, and then I'll work 16 hours that next day. So that's what I do. Everybody's going to be different, but I find that writing everything down and having a goal helps. I hope that helps you. Beth Stamper says, how and where do you store important documents like your passport, will, legal documents when you are full-time? Okay, well, my passport I do keep with me in the RV. because who knows, I may want to pop over to Canada or to Mexico. I also keep my will, a copy of my will, in my RV. and some other legal documents. But I also do scan all those documents and I keep them in a cloud file that a couple of people that are close to me have access to. And the same thing with my passport. I have copies of all of that. And I just uploaded it into a cloud file. So if I lose my computer or I lose an SD card or something, I can always log on to my cloud file and get that information if I need to replace something like a passport. My mom has a copy of my will. And you guys, it's really important, everybody out there, if you don't have like a living will, it's important because not only do people know what to do with you and your stuff, but also your pets. So have one in your rig. You know, if you crash, they'll find it. Makalapua Megs, I am sure I just completely screwed that up, but you know who you are. Forgive me for pronouncing your name wrong, because I'm sure I did. She talks about going off-road and getting stuck in the mud, but then she asks, I have a question about what I can carry to protect myself. Okay, pretty soon I am going to do a video for you guys showing you part, because I'm not going to show you everything, but part of my kit for safety. I actually have a bin of safety items, and there are some things that I only take out like on a one-off basis, and there are some things that I have stored around the RV. And I'll tell you, you're a lot less likely statistically, like I mentioned in my book, to be attacked, you know, out in the wild by a person. Violent crime usually happens closer to cities and by somebody you know. So if you camp with the right people and you're going out to public lands or campgrounds, you're a lot less likely to be the victim of violent crime. But the flip side of that is that response times in rural areas by emergency services is longer, obviously. So you have to be a little bit more self-reliant. You know, it's not like you can call the police and they're going to be there to protect you in 3 minutes. My personal feeling on this is ask forgiveness, not permission, because it's my life that's on the line. And I know a lot of you ask about guns. My decision on guns I'm going to keep to myself. Although I'll tell you, in my book, I do have a section on that where I give you links to the right websites that can tell you what the gun laws are when you're traveling or in individual states. So check that out if you need it. But besides that, I carry the massive bear spray that will spray like 40 feet. I have it attached in a harness to my camp chair. I have one attached to my bicycle. I have one by my front door in case I need to spray somebody and quick get in and lock the door. And in the rig, like I've said, it's like Home Alone 2.0 in here. If somebody comes in here, I'm going to hurt them. There are different weapons around the inside of my rig. Now, outside my rig, I have lots of motion sensor stuff. I have a motion sensor light that turns on. I mean, I keep them all the way around. So they're solar powered. They're out during the day. I don't even have to think about them. I put them up when I set up camp. And if somebody walks up, I'm going to see them. And to that point, let me tell you guys, when I first got on the road at night, I know you can see into RVs at night, right, when the lights are on. So I would shut all my shades and I'd be holed up in here and I'd be in a forest, you know, and a branch would hit the side of my RV and I would think somebody was out there. And what I realized after about a month is when I'm done at night and I turn off my lights, if I open up all the blinds, which I always do now, even the windshield, everything, I can see out because my eyes adjust. And if somebody comes up, I'm usually on gravel, so I will hear them. And if they come up, I will see them because they'll be illuminated by a light. And then to bolster that a little bit, I got some motion sensor alarms that are audible alarms. I got 2 of them. I got one that will literally peel your skin off. I'll show you guys all this stuff in another video. You know that I have a glove that has a pepper spray thing in it that's just in the glove so you can walk, and if somebody grabs you from behind, you have the spray. And if you go to my gear page on Amazon, there's an entire section called Stay Safe where you can find all the rest of this stuff. It's a great question and an important one. Okay, this one is hilarious. This is my favorite one. This is from Kitman McMiller. She said, hello, I'm working on getting out there myself. Right now I am in a trailer in a friend's driveway. I have made it so I have better privacy in the trailer by putting shade material over the inside of my windows. I still have airflow. And then she says this. My question is how to have better privacy while out there, as I am a nudist. You do you, girl. I love it. I plan on going to several nudist resorts, but would love info on privacy between resorts. I hope this is an okay question. Okay, well, totally okay to me. But you made me start thinking, girl. So I started doing some research on if nudity is legal in public lands. And first, let me tell you about the privacy thing. I camp places all the time where I don't see another person. I don't see another person when I roll in or when I roll out. And if you find places like that, you might feel comfortable. You might consider getting one of these quick-set clams like I have, because it's mesh all the way around and the airflow is fabulous, but people can't really see in. But you can see out perfectly. Here's a shot from the inside of my clam out. So you can still enjoy the outdoors without the bugs, especially if you're nude. And really other people can't see you. But otherwise, I wanted to see if nudity is legal. And I'll tell you, the rules are all over the board on this one. There are some new rules on BLM land that you can't be nude near a campground or near a bathroom because it's a public nuisance. The rangers are supposed to keep order, so they could charge you with like indecency or something like that. So just know that, you know, your goal clearly is to be alone and not, you know, like be next to your neighbor nude. But I thought it would be fun for you guys to know that our president, Theodore Roosevelt, and his favorite appointee, Gifford Pinchot, chief of the Forest Service, were nudists. Okay, if you guys don't know, Theodore Roosevelt worked with like John Muir to set up the national parks. They weren't called national parks in the beginning, but really, we have them to thank for the BLM land, the National Forest land, and a lot of places that we camp. Tell this to the ranger if they give you any hassle. So here's a story. Theodore Roosevelt and this Gifford guy enjoyed swimming nude in natural pools in Washington's heavily wooded Rock Creek. So if you guys go to Rock Creek, you know that Teddy was in there naked. One day they invited the French ambassador to join them. The ambassador accepted the invitation. Once at the pool, the three men stripped to the buff, or almost. President Roosevelt pointed out to the Frenchman that he had forgotten to remove his gloves. So, you're not alone, girl. And finally, I want to answer this question from Lisa Cutts, who said, I have 2 small dogs and I am a dog sitter and a dog trainer. I am hoping to find dog sitting jobs along the way in my travels. Question, how many people do you think would hire a daycare for their pets so they would have peace of mind and go out for the day on some adventures? Okay, you know, I don't know a lot of nomads that do, but I'll tell you that before, if you go to my playlists, I did an entire video on working as a task worker for rover.com, where you can pick up jobs as a dog walker or a dog sitter. And I am going to actually direct you guys, anyone who's interested in this, to pop over to Instagram and check out my friend Donna's RV Gang Adventures. Her Instagram channel is not about that. It's about her and traveling with her dog Stewie and her birds. But she does do work on rover.com. And I know that she picks up dog sitting jobs, and wherever she's going to be traveling, she puts herself out in the queue to be available for that work. And she does pick up dog sitting jobs at the customer's location. Know that if you DM her, she will answer your question, and also subscribe to her Instagram page because it's great. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for checking out another ViewQ. If you have a question or you have an answer to anybody else's question, please do put it all in the comments down below. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Subscribe to my blog at creativityrv.com. Check out my other website, wordsinspired.com, if you're curious about it. And I hope you're all having happy travels out there. And be free.